Welcome back to the Mind Compass, your 10-minute dose of mindset growth for stress management, anxiety relief, and personal development. Wada.
And g'day listeners, I'm Michael.
And I'm Janet. And today's topic is one that hits close to home for all of us. Embracing change and thriving in the unknown.
Change can be intimidating. It's that feeling of stepping into the dark, not knowing what's ahead. But as I've discovered in my own life, and as countless great thinkers and leaders have taught us, change is also where the magic happens. So today, we'll unpack how to navigate it and how you can thrive on the other side.
In today's episode, you'll learn 1. How to shift your mindset and reframe change as an opportunity rather than a threat. 2. Practical strategies for building resilience and thriving in uncertain times. And 3. You'll hear the wisdom from great thinkers like Jim Rohn, Lao Tzu, and Steve Jobs to guide you through your own journey of change. Let's jump in.
Firstly, let's talk about why change feels so scary and why it's absolutely normal. So let's be honest. Change can be terrifying. It can feel terrifying. It threatens our sense of stability, our routine, and even our identity at times. But that fear is part of being human. It's our brain's way of trying to protect us from the unknown. Jim Rohn once said, "Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change." I love that quote. So think about that for the moment. If you're feeling stuck, waiting for a stroke of luck or a perfect moment to improve your circumstances, it's not going to happen. Change is the engine that moves us forward. I've had moments in my life when change wasn't a choice but a necessity. Times when staying the same simply wasn't an option. And one of the hardest transitions for me was early on in my career when I switched from the comfort of the advertising industry and changed completely to recruitment and executive search. At first, it felt like I was losing control. But looking back, I see that it was the push that I needed to grow. The discomfort of change was the price of progress.
Here's a question I'd like you to ponder. What if you saw change not as an enemy, but as a doorway to something better? Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "Strength doesn't come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths." That's the mindset we need, seeing struggle as strength training. Take Arnold's own journey. He came to the US with barely any money, hardly spoke any English, and yet he built a legendary career across bodybuilding, acting, and then politics. He didn't wait for change to find him. He embraced it and used it as his path to grow. For me, this reframing often comes down to asking, what's the lesson here? Even when things feel really chaotic, there's always a nugget of wisdom hidden in the experience. One of the hardest parts of change is letting go of what we can't control. Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher, said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." That step is often about surrendering to the process. It doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing on what you can do today.
I remember a time when a friend of mine was facing a professional setback. She wanted so badly to control every outcome, but it was exhausting. And it wasn't until she focused on showing up every day, giving her best to the small tasks, that she started to see progress. And that's where Mother Teresa's wisdom comes in. Be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies. And sometimes thriving means focusing on the small, steady steps.
Here's another perspective shift. What if you trusted that everything will make sense in hindsight? Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them when you look back." Take Jobs' own story. When he was fired from Apple, it must have felt like his world was falling apart. But that setback became the foundation stone for his greatest success when he returned and revolutionized that company. Think of a time or times in your life, maybe when you're in the middle of a tough transition and it feels like chaos. Looking back, they are the moments that shape you. They give you the skills and the resilience that you needed for the next chapter.
And here's a truth that Tony Robbins shared. Change is absolutely inevitable. Progress is optional. Change will happen whether we like it or not, but how we respond is what determines whether we grow or stay stuck. Resilience is about leaning into discomfort and trusting your ability to adapt. And here's something I've found helpful: journaling. When I'm navigating a big change, I write about what's happening and what I'm learning from it. It's a way to turn the chaos in my mind into clarity on a page. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be journaling. It's just could be just taking some notes of what's happened in the day. Building resilience isn't about avoiding hard times. It's about learning to ride the waves. So think of it like surfing. You can't stop the ocean, but you can learn how to balance on the board.
You can't stop the rain, but you can learn to dance in the storm. The Dalai Lama reminds us that happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Thriving in the unknown is about taking intentional steps that align with your values. Think about the entrepreneurs and innovators who've thrived despite uncertainty. They didn't have a guarantee of success, but they acted on what they believed in. For me, thriving in the unknown often comes down to gratitude. When I focus on what's working, on the opportunities I do have, it helps me stay grounded and optimistic.
So let's leave you with a final thought. Change is not the end, it's the beginning of something new. As Jim Rohn said, it's the set of the sails, not the direction of the wind, that determines which way we will go. So set your sail with intention, embrace the unknown, and trust that you're capable of navigating whatever comes your way.
Thanks for tuning into the Mind Compass. If you found value in today's discussion, share it with a friend who might need some encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Let's continue growing together, one mindset shift at a time.
Until next time, remember, growth lives just outside your comfort zone.
Love and blessings.
See ya.